Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel which is Explore Yourself, Banking and General Knowledge, etc. Today I am going to describe about 10 days mandatory leave for all bank employees, the positive suggestions for the 13th Bipartite Settlement and 10th Joint Note. The ongoing discussions on the 13th Bipartite Settlement and 10th Joint Note have created an opportunity to introduce progressive and employee-friendly reforms that not only improve service conditions but also strengthen the banking system. While salary revision, allowances, welfare measures, and career progressions remain important agenda items, there are several non-monetary benefits that can significantly improve employee well-being and institutional governance. One such suggestion is the implementation of a mandatory continuous 10-day leave policy for all the bank employees, irrespective of cadre or designation. At present, in many banks, this provision is generally applicable only to employees working in identified sensitive positions. Extending this policy to every employee can promote fairness, transparency, accountability, and work-life balance while enhancing public confidence in the banking system. The concept of mandatory leave is not merely a welfare measure. It is also recognized as an effective risk management practice. Employees working continuously for years without an extended break may experience physical and mental fatigue, stress, and reduced efficiency. A compulsory uninterrupted leave period provides adequate time for rest, family responsibilities, personal development, and health recovery. Employees return to work with renewed energy, better concentration, and increased productivity. In an industry where accuracy, customer trust, and operational efficiency are critical, a refreshed workforce directly contributes to improved service quality. Traditionally, banks have implemented mandatory leave mainly for employees handling sensitive assignments such as cash management, treasury operations, or other high-risk functions. The underlying objective is to ensure operational transparency and enable independent verifications of work during an employee's absence. However, banking has evolved significantly with technology, digital transactions, centralized processing, and interconnected systems. Today, every role contributes to the overall functioning of the bank. Therefore, limiting such a policy only to selected employees may no longer fully reflect the realities of modern banking operations. Extending the policy to all employees would create a uniform system of governance and eliminate perceptions of differential treatment. A common mandatory leave policy for every cadre would also strengthen the principle of equality within the organizations. Whether an employee is a subordinate member, staff member, clerk, special assistant, officers, or executives, each contributes to achieving the institution's objectives. A uniform rule demonstrates that organizational policies are based on fairness rather than designation. Such an approach can improve employee morale, enhance trust in management decisions, and reinforce a culture of mutual respect across all levels of the banking hierarchy. From an operational perspective, mandatory leave also serves as an effective internal control mechanism. During an employee's continuous absence, another official assumes responsibility for the assigned work, providing an opportunity to identify pending issues, documentation gaps, procedural weaknesses, or reliabilities that may otherwise remain unnoticed. This practice encourages better record keeping, systemic documentations, and adhere to established procedures even when no discrepancies exist. Periodic cross verification strengthens internal controls and enhances institutional resilience. Another important benefit is succession planning and knowledge sharing. When different employees handle responsibilities during mandatory leave periods, they gain practical exposure to various operational functions. This reduces dependence on a single individual for critical tasks and creates a more versatile workforce. In emergency situations such as transfers, retirements, medical leave, or unforeseen absences, the bank can continue operations smoothly because of multiple employees are familiar with the relevant processes. Such cross-functional learning ultimately enhances organizational efficiency. The policy can also contribute significantly to employee health and work-life balance. Banking professionals often work under considerable pressure arising from business targets, regulatory compliances, customer expectations, audits, digital service demands, and administrative responsibility. Continuous work without a meaningful break may gradually affect both physical and mental well-being. A guaranteed uninterrupted leave period allows employees to spend quality time with their families, attend to personal commitments, pursue hobbies, travel or simply relax. Better work-life balance often results in higher job satisfaction, lower stress levels, improved motivation, and stronger long-term commitment to the organizations. Implementing this policy uniformly would also simplify administrative procedures. Instead of identifying only selected sensitive positions for mandatory leave, banks could develop an annual leave calendar, ensuring that every employee avails one uninterrupted block of 10 days in consultations with branch or office requirements. Proper workforce planning, advanced scheduling, and temporary work allocations can ensure uninterrupted customer service while enabling every employee to receive the benefit without operational disruption. This suggestion is not intended to increase the financial burden on banks. Unlike additional allowances or monetary incentives, mandatory leave primarily involves better leave management and human resource planning. The long-term benefits, including stronger internal controls, enhanced employee wellness, improved operational continuity, better governance, and increased organizational transparency, may outweigh the administrative effort required for implementations. Such a reform reflects a forward-looking approach that values both employee welfare and institutional integrity. As the Indian Banks Association and the United Forum of Bank Unions deliberate on the provisions of the 13th Bipartite Settlement and the 10th Joint Note, they have an opportunity to consider reforms that create lasting value beyond financial benefit. Introducing a uniform mandatory continuous 10-day leave period policy for all bank employees, irrespective of cadre, would symbolize fairness, strengthen governance, encourage cross-functional learning, improve employee well-being, and reinforce public trust in the banking system. Such a measure can become an important step toward building a healthier, more transparent, and future-ready banking workforce. Conclusions. The banking industry continues to evolve with changing technologies, regulatory expectations, and customer needs. Alongside improvements in pay and service conditions, employee welfare, and sound governance should remain central to future reforms. Extending the existing concept of mandatory continuous 10-day leave to every employee, irrespective of cadre, has the potential to enhance transparency, strengthen internal controls, promote equality, supports employee wellness, and improve operational resilience. If considered positively during the 13th Bipartite Settlement and the 10th Joint Note negotiations, this proposal could emerge as a meaningful non-financial reform benefiting employees, management, customers, and the banking sector as a whole. Disclaimer. This article is intended solely to present a constructive suggestions and encourage discussions regarding employee welfare and organizational governance in the banking sector. It does not represent the official view or policy of the Indian Bank Association, the United Forum of Bank Unions, any bank, a government authority, or regulatory body. Any decision regarding the inclusion or implementation of such a proposal rests entirely with the competent authorities during the collective bargaining and policy making process. Thank you very much for your patience. Request for like, subscribe, and share